Most of you still aren't subscribed. What are you waiting for? Also, I'm doing a giveaway. Stay tuned for the end of the video to find out how you can win 700 gems in Storybook Brawl. Enjoy. What is up, everybody? I'm NoLucksGiven, and today we are going to be looking at a very silly skip the time skipper game where we start by picking up a brave princess after taking 4 damage from a Loki. But I really like questing units on skip. I've talked about this before, but sometimes it's hard to grab treasures on skip. You're more focused on XP and trying to grab bigger units, and you don't have as much gold to purchase the bigger units that are just more expensive. So questing units allow you to pick up some treasures on the cheap because you only have to spend 3 gold. And Brave Princess also has some decent stats attached, so it is one of the better first turn pickups on a skip. But I like all of the questing units, and I mean, spoiler, you can read the thumbnail and title. We're actually going to be completing every single quest this game. So this is going to be a pretty crazy one. Not sure what I do on this shop. I mean, I guess maybe just like Baby Dragon and Fanny just for units that have stats. So that way I'm like less likely to be taking damage in future fights. I guess that makes sense. But yeah, this game gets absolutely crazy, and one of the crazy things about it too is I really don't deviate from normal play patterns. I'm not just I didn't go into this game thinking I'm gonna complete every quest, but that's how things shook out. So pretty sweet to have that all happen here, and yeah, we'll start to take a look at this game now. So Brave Princess gonna get its second sleigh, and I think we're gonna we should, oh, that was unlucky. Okay, 50-50, we tie to the Humpty Dumpty there, but unfortunately we take some damage. That's fine. You're gonna take some damage as skip. That's just something that's gonna happen. One thing that I do kind of like as skip as well is this polywoggle. It's a little bit greedy, but I mean, like, either I take the polywoggle or I take the happy little tree alongside this stag here. So it's not like incredibly greedy, and seems like it could be good. So I'll put the stag in 2, so that way it's growing 2 units, and I'll put the polywoggle in slot 4 because I actually don't want it to slay this turn. I want to hold off on it for a second, and I'll slay with it next turn, putting it behind the stag, putting the Brave Princess in the front line. They can swap places, and then hopefully we can slay with the polywoggle and get a 5 cost unit. So that will be a nice little way to ensure that we are that much staying ahead of the rest of the lobby. But hopefully we can get this treasure here from Brave Princess. That would be sweet. Let's see what happens. All right, the polywoggle goes down. The baby dragon is going to get a nice trade there. And then the Brave Princess will just barely get its sleigh off and will win the combat. So that is pretty nice too. I'm just noticing, yeah, there's a Merlin. We played against the Merlin last time and just played against the Krampus there. So 2-bot lobby, not the best thing in the world, but not the worst either. Prince Arthur seems pretty decent here because of the fact that we already have an upgraded princess, and that's kind of what is going to push me in the direction of princesses and princes this game. And Sting is also really sweet here because that's going to mean that we can slay with this poly pretty easily. So that's nice. Just have to figure out like what we want to have supported by the stag. But yeah, Sting is also just a good treasure. It's a good tier 3 treasure if you're playing skip. There's a lot of just powerful things that you can do with it if you pick up like a dragon or something like that, or just, you know, sleighs and other things to help you get more stats and stay in the game. A ranged unit you can also put in the Sting slot. And our polywoggle is going to get sniped, but we should still win this combat pretty easily. We'll also have a Vampire to show for it off of our Kidnap, and we'll hit the Horde Dragon for 8. So this Vampire is, I believe it was just a 4/4. Yeah, once we take those other things away from it. Don't hate the Sporko here just because it is a unit that we can support the Stag, and then it's a ranged unit that the Stag is buffing. So I do kind of like that. I also kind of like the Cinderella because of the fact that we have Prince Arthur already. And that's kind of what I meant about, like, this isn't like I'm just completing these quests and doing this stuff to be silly. We completed the Brave Princess early, and then we found the Arthur. So now we have a reason to try to complete other quests. And that is what we are going to be trying to do with this one. So yeah, hopefully we can get the Polywoggle to slay this time. 16 attack now with the Sporko. We are definitely going to be slaying with that, unless, of course, we get one in aided again, but pretty low odds of that happening twice in a row, right? We shall see what we get off of that, and that could potentially give us some additional direction as well. But, of course, it actually is going to get one unaided. So we do lose the Polywoggle there, and now we have to decide, we're definitely going to win this combat, by the way, but we definitely have to decide what we want to do with the Polywoggle, because we're about to be level 5. So do we want to try to slay with it again this turn? Oh, never mind. We can just become level 5 by taking the end. So I guess that makes this decision a lot easier. Small note here, I wind up the ending this baby dragon. Definitely should the end Vampire instead. Baby Dragon's actually bigger right now and has an ability, and Vampire would give us more life if we the ended that. So just a small mistake, probably not going to be too big of a deal. I guess I was thinking partially like maybe I could still wind up slaying with this Vampire and it will be bigger than the Baby Dragon, but probably just shouldn't have messed around with that. But we are going to pick up our third questing unit and put that in Vampire slot so that the Stag can potentially buff up the Nutcracker. And hopefully we will be getting the Polywoggle slay this turn. If we can avoid the 1 and 8 on one combat, 16 should definitely still be enough to slay. So let's see if we can do it. I'm going to jump ahead and hopefully not spoil this here. All right, great. So let's see. Polywoggle, how do you do? No, we get earthquaked. So that is going to kill the Polywoggle once more, and we are still definitely going to win this combat, but a little bit annoying. Hopefully we can get a few triggers onto the Nutcracker before we leave. Only one. Okay, definitely an unlucky combat there for a combat where we absolutely crush our opponent, but what can you do? On this one, I think I like taking the pair of Sporko, and I'm probably going to feed Vampire to the Kraken here, which definitely means I should have used Baby Dragon as the... or I should have used Vampire to get the XP on the last round. And then we see another unit here, Lancelot, but I also see Baby Bear, and Baby Bear is just really, really strong on this current board because I have this, Sting. I have this Sting treasure, and then I also have both of these Sporkos. So a Baby Bear in slot 2 could be really good. There is some stuff to figure out here, because like I'd potentially want the Lancelot, and I'm just doing calculations. Whatever is in slot 1 is getting plus 15 attack. So that's really, really close for Lancelot to trigger. So I definitely want to pick up the Lancelot next turn. Won't really be able to do anything with the Wish Upon a Star because we already cast Feed the Kraken. Plus, when you're locking the shop to pick up a unit, it doesn't really matter if you purchase the XP anyway. So next turn we're just going to be buying Lancelot, and maybe we can try to get a treasure off of that. But in the meantime, let's work on our Nutcracker. We are going to get the Polywoggle, and that's pretty sweet. They did take out our other Sporko though, so Baby Bear's got to do a lot of work here, And it does. It does do a decent amount of work, trades with 3 units, but we are going to take 10 damage down to 25. Ain't no stopping that. We get a Bear Stain off of the Polywoggle, which is nice now that we waited so patiently. We get a tier 6 unit, but that's going to be good for Baby Bear. It's not going to be incredible, maybe, but maybe we could pivot into Bear Stain. I'd really love to find some more Prince Arthurs, though, because we have so many units so close to completing a quest. So we'll see what we can do on that front as well. Could sell the chicken or sell anything to cast a spell. We could cast a spell on Bear Stain, but what I'm really looking for, I'm sorry, I didn't talk about this, I totally spaced. We're looking for anything to pump Lancelot. So that was really what I was doing that whole combat, was just rolling. I'd really love to grab a tier 5 treasure right before we go into 6, and by casting a spell, we also get a treasure from Cinderella. So I'll take the secret stash, and then we're going to get a tier 5 treasure once we enter this combat. And I totally forgot to bring that up. I kind of want to play this Nutcracker still too, because it's kind of like now or never, and I don't really care too much about the scaling on the Brave Princess, the +2/+2. I think I'd rather just play Nutcracker, maybe get a treasure, maybe just play a stronger unit. But my opponent does have a few animals here, plus a double Earthquake, so that's going to do a lot towards getting our Nutcracker online. I'm actually really glad that I played that. Also really glad that we slayed with that Polywoggle last combat, because that would have been incredible if we had held on to the Polywoggle the entire time and were never able to slay with it. So Baby Bear plus Bear Stain is going to be enough to ensure that we win this combat and hit Merlin for 10. We're also going to be getting our tier 5 treasure here, and honestly, these are tough ones. Horn of Olympus with some supporting units both on our table and in the shop is definitely tempting. Sword of Fire and Ice is also okay and can go pretty well with some royal strategies and like Good Boy or something like that we're looking for, but I go with Tree of Life. And this game was recorded a few weeks ago. I can't tell you exactly what my logic was for Tree of Life at the time, but we're decently ahead of the rest of the lobby, so something like Lancelot, I mean, I think it's because I have the Bear Stain, to be totally honest, because Tree of Life can work well with that. Now, if we find like an Echo Wood or something, that could wind up giving us a lot of power, so maybe we will roll with this and look for that. But then we find a Hercules, and Hercules seems sweet too, especially when we put it in our Sting slot, getting plus 15 attack. It only has to connect 3 times. So spent a lot of time this combat looking at the treasures and then figuring out what else we want to do. We don't wind up doing anything else with the turn, but that's totally fine. It's better to make sure that you're doing everything right and maybe a little bit suboptimally than making sure you get everything done there. So we waste 3 gold on our 6.0 turn, but we're still 6 before the rest of the lobby. We're still potentially going to be getting a treasure off of Hercules here, especially thanks to the Tree of Life. The Tree of Life really doing a lot of work right now to ensure that we're going to be getting this Hercules treasure. So that is looking nice. We're going to be getting that, and probably, because we didn't wind up losing here, probably just tossing our secret stash, but a level 6 treasure will definitely be welcome. Oh yeah, we also get a level 4 treasure too. So Deck of Many Things seems good. We're probably going to toss Sting and Stash at this point. So Deck of Many Things is just a good treasure at this point in the game. It can do some silly things and win some combats for you. So I definitely think I want to take that, tossing the secret stash, and then let's see what we get. Well, Pandora's Box is great this early, so is Ivory Owl, but the Ark is just too sweet on this board because we've completed a questing unit of every level at this point. So we can put in Brave Princess, we can put in Prince Arthur, and then we can put in Cinderella, and we've got a perfect Ark comp. So I thought that was too sweet to pass up, and honestly, it's going to give us a really powerful board for the time being. Again, we run out of time a little bit, so that is a little bit unfortunate, but I'm going to pick up this gold chicken real quick and then skip it, and then throw in a good boy, and I can take out the bear stain for that one. And that's pretty good to be able to pick up. Yeah, kidnap on the last second there, also pretty good. But to be able to just pick up a 14-14 good boy, not too shabby. This could get a little bit scary, my opponent doing some copy shenanigans with a Crown Atlas, but we are definitely a lot stronger than them. I don't think we're going to be getting any kills here, but honestly, it's so close, especially with this Tree of Life. Like, we could actually be killing people in this lobby. Like, if we had hit that hippocampus right there, there was a chance that, yeah, maybe we could have just killed them before they were able to really get off the ground here. But we wound up hitting them for 13 down to 8. So if we had 3 more units survive, we would have been hitting them for lethal. And, yeah, that's pretty strong. Sky Castle looks like it's good here, but Coin of Sharon is actually just as much stats, because the good boy will die, it'll get +4/+4, and then it'll give +4/+4 to all my princesses and princes, all my royals. So good boy is definitely a better pickup here, and I should be picking up this Shorewood Sure Shot. To be honest, I think I just missed it or wasn't considering it. Oh no, it does actually look like I am considering it, but maybe I just decided that I wanted to spend my gold on some other things. But it would be a huge upgrade over the Princess White. What I'm really looking for, though, is Court Wizards, because if I can get some Court Wizards on this board, that is a huge power spike. So I roll for those, replace the Nutcracker with a Court Wizard, could even replace the Hercules or the Prince Arthur with a Court Wizard. So I think here I'm just going to replace the Hercules with a good boy. I would potentially like to put in the Hercules, especially over Cinderella, but then I lose the arc bonus, so can't really do that. I moved the Cindy to the back line. That's actually the wrong play, but we correct it on the next one. So there we go. Coin pumping up the good boy. That's going to pump up the other boy. And now we just have a ton of stats. And if my opponent is able to kill, I guess they killed something with a mummy trigger, but if they are able to attack and kill anything else, then that just means that we get some free Court Wizard attacks too. So this is looking pretty good. Of course, good boy, that's not going to give us anything, but it's going to give us a 100 Lancelot in the front row, so that is a ton of stats too. And what'll that mean? That'll mean we're hitting this person for 14. So pretty good. So 14, that means that we should be killing anybody that we fight against from here on. So that's pretty sweet. I like picking up another Court Wizard. Unfortunately, we just didn't find any Arthurs this game, so I think I'm just going to have to say no more Arthurs. And I do want to cast a Knighthood on one of these good boys, so unfortunately, we're going to have to sell some of our questing units, but it was really sweet for that one turn to be able to play every single questing unit with the Arc. And yeah, just a lot of fun. And that's why I just figured this game was probably worth showcasing. Normally you don't complete every quest, and I really wasn't trying to, but that's just what happened. So I am, like, if I had one extra coin, I'd probably sell this Cinderella here. You can see a 1919 egg is just as big as the Cinderella that we've been pumping for a little bit. I'd also consider the baby root or something. And I think I brought this up, but I will be frontlining the Cinderella now, because that means that if it gets attacked, I'm still retaining more of my good boy buffs. I'm pretty sure I swap it at the last second. Oh, no, I don't. Okay. For the next combat, though, I'll correct it, because what happens here if my Brave Princess or my Lance were to get attacked, then it would be a little bit awkward. We would be we'd be playing down a good unit when we didn't really have to be. Unfortunately, they take out our Lancelot here, which is going to mean that both of our Court Wizards fire on to the baby bear, but it's also going to mean that this opponent is just barely able to survive. We wind up hitting them for 12 here down to 1, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so they are still alive, and they had a Pandora's box. But we get a knighthood, so we get to knighthood another good boy, and this is a pretty fantastic way to end the game. And then I see that Princess White there, and I guess I could just let this play out, but I'm thinking we've done every quest, right? And what would you guys want me to do? Well, maybe you would want me to win, but at the very least, I feel like I should buy this Princess White, right? So that way, at least, I don't know, we did something really cool this game. We completed every quest, and might as well, we completed all the mainline quests, all the good ones, plus Cinderella. Princess White is kind of a weird quest because she is a princess, but she's really a dwarf card. She's not really a Royals comp card, doesn't work with Good Boy, doesn't care about princesses and princes and things. So I'm going to lock it. I'm not sure that we'll complete this quest, but I'll at least lock it and we'll see what we can do in the future. 2 upgraded copycats from this opponent is going to put a decent amount of pressure on the board, but our good boys are really strong. I don't think that we will have a problem. The other thing is, like, we took all the good boys from everybody else. None of our opponents have any of the good boys. So that is really fantastic for us. And yeah, just going to mean that it's more difficult for these other players to beat us in this lobby. We should be taking these players out now. Let's see, we do have to finish off Pan, but first things first, let's buy this Cinderella. Can't do anything with this knighthood, really. I don't care about upgrading a court wizard. I don't care about completing, like, tripling a court wizard either. I'd rather have 2 court wizards. We could potentially roll and cast a spell on one of our good boys to give some additional power, but instead I'm just going to feed Fanny to the Kraken and continue to look for dwarves. I feel like maybe there's a chance that we will be able to complete this one, so might as well try, right? So just going to roll for some dwarves, and then we're out of cash. But we'd have to buy 5 dwarves next turn. That's probably a little bit of a stretch. Not sure we'll be able to complete that one. But we at least completed all of the other quests, which I think is still pretty sweet as far as making a sweet game, making a sweet video is concerned. But let's just try to win now that we've completed all of the other quests, and see what we can do. This good boy is just so large. To have 2 upgraded good boys, absolutely incredible. That now means the Coin of Sharon is giving +8/+8, and then that's giving +16/16, so it's giving +24/24 each turn progressively, so that's pretty good. I will pick up an Angry. I mean, let's see if we can do it, right? Angry's kind of expensive, though, too. So, I mean, I think I should go for it. I think I just have to buy all the dwarves, and I'm going to sell the dwarves before I roll, so that way I can just continue to look for more. So we'll take the crafty and the greedy here. I forget to sell before rolling on that one, but maybe, yeah, I guess it would take a lot for us to find. We need like a lucky coin. Maybe there's still a way to get through it. Oh, and I guess I totally glanced over. I was talking about some other stuff, but I wind up putting in a prized unicorn over Cinderella. And I'm going to do one more silly thing here. I'm thinking about it. I do like Sherwood Sure Shot over the prized unicorn. The prized unicorn is good, but I think Sherwood Sure Shot is better. I'm going to try to complete this Princess White. I think it's probably what you guys would want to see, right? So let's try to play a worse board for this combat. We really can't loot, like we can't die on this combat. So let's try to play something slightly worse or like incredibly worse. And let's try to complete Princess White. I think that'll be fun. So playing up against the Fallen Angel here, and remember, they had a Pandora's box. They found a mirror, and they found an upgraded good boy, and they found an upgraded copycat. I don't know how this happened. Did we, you know what, I want to go back. Did we give them this good boy? We must have. Oh, what were they? They were Zelhua into Fallen Angel, right? No, because we win this one. So they were the, they were the Headless Horsemen. But they didn't kidnap against us. Oh, they did. They did. They had thieves' gloves. So we actually gave them the good boy, despite me talking about not letting any of my opponents have good boys. So this Fallen Angel is now going to be a little bit tough to beat all of the sudden with a mirror and an upgraded good boy, and they stole the upgraded copycats from the other player, from the Zelhua, or maybe they were, yeah, they stole the upgraded copycats from the Zelhua. So they've been able to put together quite the comp, and mirror is going to mean that these copycats get to keep on attacking, and is going to be pretty great for them. They have to play Monkey's Paw in order to give their good boy enough stats to really make it work, but once those things get going, they have way too many stats. So I don't actually think we're going to be able to win this one. Unfortunately, my opponent just really popped off with the Thief's Gloves. So what's another way that we could feel happy about our results this game? Let's find some more dwarves and let's complete every quest. And I think that that is still an achievement in itself. I could play a copycat, I could try to do something like that, but you can't really play the copycat build with the court wizards. It's a little bit tricky to make it all fit. I mean, you could make it work, but it wouldn't be super great. We're gonna buy and sell Lucky and then buy the Lordy, and that gives us a completion of Princess White. Could buy the Deepstone Mine here, even just for a little bit more stats, but yeah, I mean, basically, I think this one's over. I don't think that we can actually win this game, unfortunately. My opponent just found way too good of a combination. So let's jump ahead here a few seconds into the fight. Selling Princess White just to roll. I guess, yeah, we can cast this Sugar and Spice on one of the good boys. It goes a long way. +1/+1 on a good boy is +2/+2 on everything, including the other good boy. So that winds up +6/+6 on everything, which is pretty good. That's a monkey's paw. But unfortunately, my opponent has so much more than that. With Mirror Copycat Good Boy, they are going to be getting the W, but we're all still winners here in this one. We did pretty wonderfully in completing out all of our treasures, and yeah, of course we're not going to beat this like in the thousands here. Echowood up to 4,000, up to 10,000 now. Yeah, that's just way too much for us. Good boy up to 10,000 even. So that is going to be it for me, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you had fun with this one. I know that I did, but that's going to be it for me. I'm NoLucksGiven. Peace. Just showing off the end screen here for a second. All right. Bye. I'm going to be giving away a 700 gem bundle at the end of this month, and here's how you can enter for your chance to win. First things first, subscribe to this channel. That won't enter you into the raffle, but you will have to be subscribed to win. In order to enter into the raffle, all you have to do is comment on a Storybook Brawl video, including this one. Every time you comment on a Storybook Brawl video on my channel this month, you'll get a raffle ticket for my January giveaway. If you comment on a video within the first 72 hours of me posting it, then you get 2 raffle tickets, and if you comment on a video within the first 24 hours of me posting it, I'll give you 3 raffle tickets. Might also offer more ways to enter in the future. I don't want to break the economy of this. I want the main way to enter to be commenting, so leave a comment right now. Let me know what you think of the giveaway and of the video, and thanks for watching.